Hey guys, it's Tom here from ProDirect Running, and in this video we're going to be taking a deep dive into some of the best daily trainers on the market for you and your running shoe rotation. So I guess we should probably start by clarifying exactly what we mean by a daily trainer. Now, we runners love to throw around ambiguous terminology when it comes to running, so the shoes that we'll focus on in this video are designed to soak up the majority of your mileage. We're talking your long runs, your recovery runs, your steady runs, and maybe even a little bit of speed work, although that won't be these shoes' primary function. So before we jump into it, if you are new around here, make sure to subscribe and hit that bell icon to make sure you're notified every time we release running shoe related content just like this. First up, we're going to be talking about the quintessential running shoe. It's the Nike Pegasus 38. With over 30 years of heritage dating back to 1983, you can't have a list of daily trainers without including the Peg. The Pegasus 38 features a full-length React midsole, which granted may not be as fun and as lively as the Zoom X found in the Vaporfly or the Alphafly, but it remains decently responsive, it's incredibly durable, so it's a case of horses for courses here. Zoom Air units are also present in the forefoot of the Pegasus, just to provide a little bit more of a softer toe-off through your gait cycle. Interestingly, the Pegasus 38 is also gender specific, with the PSI or pressure of the Zoom Air units tuned slightly differently for both the men's and women's version. Overall, subtle updates to the upper of the 38 made it a far more popular rendition than its predecessor, and it's an absolute no-brainer when it comes to racking up the miles. Next up, it's another classic, this time from New Balance with the Fresh Foam 1080 version 11. We've actually got a full written multi-tester review of the 1080 version 11, so if you're interested in a little bit more depth about the shoe, then make sure to click the link somewhere around here, or I'll include it in the description down below so you can go and check that out. Put simply, the 1080 version 11 is a shoe that just works. The booty construction hypo-knit upper fits around the foot like a nice warm hug and provides a perfect balance between comfort and breathability. The midsole utilizes New Balance's Fresh Foam material, which is precision engineered to provide a soft and lightweight ride. Basically, it's nice and cushioned, but still remains firm enough to give you that little bit of responsiveness. At roughly 263 grams for men and 229 grams for women, the 1080 does err on the slightly lighter end of the spectrum, meaning it's the perfect option if you do find yourself getting a little bit too excited on the last couple of miles of your long run. Now, New Balance are marketing the 1080 V11 as the greatest running shoe of all time, and that's a very bold claim, but it is definitely a top tier daily offering that I think the vast majority of runners are going to enjoy. If you're looking for a no-nonsense, classic, do-it-all daily trainer, the Saucony Ride 14 definitely ticks that box. You might start to notice a common theme with the shoes on this list, but despite being void of the bells and whistles that you might find on Saucony's more premium Endorphin lineup, the Ride series has always been a fan favourite for consistently delivering functionality and performance generation after generation. The Ride 14 is no different, and with an improved fit over its predecessor thanks to Saucony's Form Fit system and a healthy stack of Power Run foam in the midsole, you're all set for many happy miles. The original Clifton skyrocketed HOKA to the highest of heights within the running game when it first released back in 2014, cementing itself as one of the greats and a true cult classic of a running shoe. So much so, in fact, that 2018 saw the OG Clifton re-released in a limited drop due to popular demand. Since then, unfortunately, lovers of the Clifton have been on a bit of a roller coaster, with its weight trending in the wrong direction and one too many changes. However, with its inclusion on this list, we're here to tell you today that the Clifton is back and maybe better than ever now in its 8th iteration. A lighter EVA midsole provides that trademark rockered feeling that fans of HOKA have come to expect, with a 100% vegan-friendly mesh upper for breathability and comfort. In recent years, you might be forgiven for casting ASICS to the wayside for consistently releasing shoes which lacked that little bit of excitement. With how dramatically the running shoe landscape has changed, now more than ever, it's a game of adapt or perish. Luckily, ASICS are firmly back in the mix in 2022 with a comprehensive lineup of running shoes to satisfy every runner's needs. Visually, the Novablast 2 definitely stands out from some of the more traditional shoes that we've previously mentioned. The first iteration featured ASICS' very soft and bouncy Flight Foam Blast midsole. It no doubt provided a really fun ride underfoot, but but it was criticised by some for lacking inherent stability. The Novablast 2 takes everything that runners loved about the first iteration, but rectifies any prior issues with almost every element of the shoe subtly tweaked for even higher performance. Revised double groove tooling to the midsole allows more compression for an even bouncier ride, whilst the double jacquard mesh upper improves the overall fit and lockdown of the shoe. So if you enjoy a slightly softer underfoot ride, you would do very well to stick the Novablast 2 right at the top of your running shoe wish list. Okay, so the Boston 10 is a little bit more of a wild card, but having personally done so much mileage in it myself recently, I feel like it's a worthy addition to this list. With a dual layered midsole of Lightstrike EVA and Lightstrike Pro, glass fiber infused energy rods in the forefoot, a carbon fiber plate in the heel, and a massive 39.5mm of stack height, the Adidas Boston 10 is by far the most engineered shoe that we're going to talk about today. But with that said, the Boston still fulfills its purpose as a daily trainer by performing admirably at a variety of paces, and with a tried and tested Continental outsole, you can be sure of excellent traction and durability. Despite all the tech, on the run, the Boston 10 transitions smoothly through your stride, and if you're all about the data, the efficiency gains of a higher stack height are undeniable. Last but not least, on this list, we had to include a little bit of zero drop appreciation. Now, throughout this video, you've probably seen numerous references or heard me talking about the drop or offset of a shoe. Essentially, this refers to the differential in stack height of the midsole from the heel to the forefoot. Most brands will fall into the parameters of 4mm to 12mm, but that's where Altra come in, with every single one of their shoes in the lineup being zero drop. I'll allow you to do your own research as to whether you think a zero drop shoe is the right way to go for yourself, and who knows, we might even make a video about it in the future. But as a little bit of a disclaimer, if you're used to a traditional shoe with a 10mm, 12mm, 8mm offset, a zero drop shoe like the Altra Torin 5 might take a little bit of getting used to. That aside, the Torin 5 delivers on all fronts and has all the hallmarks of a classic Altra running shoe. The foot-shaped toe box allows the foot to splay naturally, keeping the big toe in particular in its strongest push-off position. That, teamed with an all-new Ego Max midsole, gives you a lightweight, responsive and long-lasting cushioned ride. So that's just about going to do it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you found it useful in some way. And please do let me know which running shoes you're loving right now down in the comments. Subscribe to the channel for more running content coming really soon. And if you like any of the shoes that you saw today, you can always find them at prodirectrunning.com.